And we are live. Sorry about the delay. We had some technical difficulties as we head for our first tennis stream of the year, in which Evan Fisher is facing off against George Simonton of Collegiate. And right now, Fisher's got a 3-2 set lead. That one's going to go well out there. And Simonton going to get, looks like a different racket. Fisher and Simonton appear to be debating a point. A hard rip there from Fisher. I don't think that's going to stay in. And in case you're just tuning in, this is Austin Levin with Brooks Vineyard on the call as Simonton looks to serve. Brooks?
Yeah. What's up, Austin?
Tell me what you make of Fisher's game so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, really good coming out to this 3-2 start. I heard him kind of frustrated over here when he's over here. I mean, it happens in tennis. Certainly a lot of frustration. And again, we're sorry for the technical difficulties to start this stream.
And that's a fault there from Simonton. Back, hard hit, returned.
And that's going to be just out there by Fisher.
I think that was more like well out there. He got a hold of that one. And Simonton here, you know, Fisher is quite the perfectionist, and you know that he wants to win this one big. And right now, a 2-3 set is not really how he wants this match to be going.
Definitely a really competitive guy. I mean, that's the mentality you have to have in sports like these. I mean, you have to have that kind of perfectionist mentality. That's really what separates good players.
And you could see that fist of excitement there from Fisher. There's a fault there from Simonton. Simonton that was too much for Fisher to handle. When Fisher walked by over here, he was commenting on Simonton's serve, saying that he's got to be able to return those. And you can tell, right, Simonton right now, I think from the mental aspect, it's not something to be overlooked here in this matchup here. Fisher, you know, right, he's got the expectation as the Saints, who's got a very dominant tennis history, right? He's got big shoes to fill. And, you know, it's a tall task, one he's more than capable to, but it puts some added pressure on, you know, early in the year, especially with Brendan Engel and him constantly dueling for that number one spot.
I mean, you've definitely got a really, really bright future for this St. Christopher's tennis team. There are a lot of sophomores on this team, a lot of good.
Yeah,
a lot of good players. They'll certainly be back.
And if you're a Fisher, right, you got to set the bar. Like, that's the thing. You got a lot of responsibilities as the number one guy, and all those young guys, they gotta be looking up to you here. and it adds even more to the pressure. And we'll see how Fisher handles it here, as this match, though in his favor, not going the way he wants it so far, and we'll see how he handles this.
Still 3-2 here. Not quite sure what exactly the scoring is within the set here.
Yeah, we apologize for that. Since we're a little behind on the technical difficulties, the exact score we cannot provide you. Once they go to change the scoreboard, we will be able to let you know, give you a more detailed analysis on the score. And we got the Saints team, has been dominant as of years late, and this year starting off no different. Big 8-1 win over their hardest competition last year. The only opponent that really stands in the Saints' way this year from a talent perspective seems to be the Titans of Trinity Episcopal, with a talented bunch there. We're looking forward to an excellent matchup when that one comes to fruition. But right now here, Saints clearly got the talent to be able to go really far here and handle most of their opponents that they'll face this year pretty handily, and we'll see how Collegiate fares and handles the absolute the masterclass performances that we see from the St. Christopher's tennis team.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks like here. Take a quick water break.
And Evan Fisher talking with Dr. Ute right there, one of the tennis coaches, also a history teacher. Trying to maybe get him settled down a little bit. And as Simonton goes to talk to one of his coaches.
I mean, this is definitely one of those sports where, I mean, it's really only you. There's really no teammates to kind of.
Well, unless you got a doubles match.
Of course, but this is the same. Certainly for a tennis player to feel like it's kind of your fault every single time, is certainly tough, especially on the mental side.
And it is a 4-3 lead for Evan Fisher in set 1, as now we can see sort of, we can give you better scoring analysis here. As Evan Fisher, Saints talented 1 here, looking to expand on that lead. And it's his serve. And that was a missile right there from Evan Fisher. And you can see the energy's up. He's, after that one, confidence booster right there. Big time serve from Fisher.
That guy's got a great serve.
Fault there. And Evan Fisher off to a 30-love start here in this particular part of the set here, and
you can definitely hear him from over here, hyping himself up and everything. It's certainly great to hear that.
45 love there, I believe. Sorry, 40 love there. And I believe that is going to be another set for Fisher.
Yeah, it's that serve, man. That's gonna be tricky for Simonton here to overcome. It's not gonna be the set.
Correction, that wasn't gonna be the set. I think that had to have been the set, because he had and he made that quick, and I mean he made it very quick. Evan Fisher making quick work, and just like that, should be 5-3 in the set so far. In the first set so far.
he hit that there with just a little too much power.
Yeah, 15 love Simonton in this game. And what a shot there from Fisher. Elite ball placement right there from Evan Fisher. 15-15. And make it 30-15 as Evan Fisher continuing to start to heat up here. Could be back-to-back games right there from Fisher. And potentially solidify this first set for him.
This is just something we've seen from Fisher consistently, this kind of elite ball placement that puts his opponents in these tough situations where, you know, they end up either hitting the net or hitting it out of bounds.
Didn't like that one there from Fisher. He wants that one back. But you gotta love how Fisher was able to bounce back there, right? You could see his frustration, and he methodically takes that game, and just like we're at 30-30 here, but he was looking comfortable. See him, he's ready to go. And there's a fault there from Simonton. And there it is, 40-30 from Fisher, and he's looking to take take home this first set.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many games they're
going to play in high school sets, but I think this should be the 6 with a Fisher victory here.
What a rally here.
Absolutely. Both of which. And Simonton in an epic rally is going to get that one, and we're matched up at 40. That was a epic rally right there. Unfortunately for the Saints, Simonton managed to get that one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those long rallies can be really challenging, especially, you know, as you keep going. Of course, you obviously get a lot tired.
And that should be advantage for Evan Fisher right there, and could be putting the finishing touches on the first set. You see him here. You can hear him grunt. You can hear him talking to himself. You can tell he wants it.
Yeah, definitely.
Mary Washington commit, and I believe.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell if that serve was out or not.
No. And I believe, yeah, I think that's going to be back to 40 apiece. Should be advantage Fisher right here. We'll see how scored that. And that might ice the first set, and I think it is. Evan Fisher takes the first set.
Yeah, I think they're about to change those.
Yeah, but I think we're about to be down to into set 2. as Evan Fisher, he made him work. Simonton made him work for it a little bit, but Fisher got going at the end, and there's nothing Simonton could do. He made it look effortless at times, honestly, the way he moved around the court. There were some epic shots, some great rallies on both parts, but most of the time it was just Fisher going to work, and the latter half of that set.
Yeah, definitely, especially when he was serving. I mean, he was consistently winning.
His serves
His
were
rallies.
the velocity and ball placement on those serves is something that I don't think Simonton could really handle for most of the time, and even when he'd get around to it, he'd be able to get around to it, but you could tell he didn't have the complete the control to be able to handle with that velocity of coming right at him. Saints here, a young team, got a lot of sophomores, no juniors, surprisingly, just sophomores and seniors. A lot of guys back from last year, all are extremely talented, but they're also trying to get the sophomores a lot more experience, build up the future. Brooks, let me know. Got any thoughts on some of the Saints sophomore tennis players, how their game is, and anyone we should be looking out for in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. Bo Barber, Blake Caldwell, and Sterling Burke. All three are definitely great players.
Absolutely.
That's definitely gonna be something you want to watch. Definitely all very passionate about the sport.
Absolutely. We could still be here. It's that one. I don't think we're going to be.
Yeah, it looks like Fisher's at 6.
Which should have been the set, but I'm not sure how they're going to manage that in high school tennis. Let's see how this goes. As Fisher is serving. It's a fault from Fisher. And a solid rally, but Evan Fisher is going to get the better of that one. And it's 15-love from Fisher. Again, with his serve, he has not been losing. And he's been consistently winning when he's serving.
Definitely, but you also have to give some credit. Not sure if you've noticed this, Austin, but how he's able to kind of keep it low, keep that ball low so that it gets a decreased bounce, and it gives Simonton kind of like gives him less time to hit it, and it makes it a lot more challenging.
Absolutely. As Fisher into the middle, and I swear I think we are in set 2, but whatever the case, I think it should be 30-love here from Fisher. Could be wrong. And make it 30-15 as he overshoots that one on the return. Should be 40-15 here. Fisher looking to get yet another game here. It's been hot as of late. Ooh, that's going to be a fault. And that's a little errant there from Fisher. Should be 40-30.
Definitely. Yeah, I just hit that one a little too hard. I mean, that's just something that's going to happen.
Absolutely. Happened to the best of them. And Simonton sailed that one out of bounds. Fisher takes that one, and that's going to be, I believe, I think it's going to be 40 apiece.
You know, I haven't quite been able to keep score like you have here. You said it's.
No, actually, I was wrong. I think that was just Fisher winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
15-0 from Simonton there.
It's gonna be
And
a
fault. And I think that's just out of bounds right there from Fisher.
Yeah, it looked like he hit it. He hit it a little high, and that ended up, you know, going right over where he wanted to land that one. Just able to get to that. He hit it really hard. Was that? Couldn't tell whether that was in or not.
I don't think it was, and I think we have 30-15. And I think that could have been a pretty easy point there from Simonson, but he maybe sort of just got put a little too much on that one. Trying to go for that back corner there. Knew he had Fisher moved in, and it was a valiant effort, but unfortunately for Simonton, I think it went a little too long. 40-15, and Simonton could be getting a game here. Simonton, a junior, and he's facing a Mary Washington commit, Nevin Fisher. So he's going to have his work cut out for him, and he has had it cut out for him so far, but he's managed to certainly hold his own with Fisher.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, that, of course, we've of course mentioned it, but that serve, definitely elite. Able to reel it. That thing's a bullet.
It's a bullet. It's got tough spin. It comes in low, like you said. It's just it's a masterclass serve. It's impeccable. Oh, and Fisher, that's going to be Aaron. And Simonton going to work here on his serve. I think this one could be for the game, or should be for the game. And Fisher claimed, I believe, that one was out beforehand, so Simonton's Fisher keeps himself alive there. We've been crediting Fisher's serve, but let's give credit where credit's due. Simonton's serve's coming in hot as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right there. I mean, I couldn't. Was that a fault or was that? That's a foul. Fault.
Yeah. We're seeing some high quality tennis here. What we're seeing, I'll tell you that. Brooks, seeing some high quality tennis.
Definitely, especially watching these two players. Of course, you know Evan committing to University of Mary Washington, and of course we've seen Simonton be able to stand his own here.
Absolutely, and he's rattled Fisher at times so far in this match, sort of using Fisher's passion for the sport maybe to Simonton's own advantage, in the sense of when Fisher loses a point where he doesn't think he's going to. You can see it, and every once in a while, that'll get under his skin like it does to any athlete. And I think that that's something that's helped Simonton so far. Right, it's the mentality. It's the mental point, and I think that at times today Simonton has won those points, and at times you've seen Fisher recover. And when Fisher is locked in, he's locked in.
Yeah.
And it's been he's been going on some of these runs where he's just that's where you can see that that college talent showing off, and Simonton has no answers for that.
Yeah, I feel like people sometimes kind of perhaps don't assume that the mental part, especially of tennis, is as big as it is. And I feel like it's a really big part of this game.
It's a really big part of every game, honestly. Baseball, lacrosse, football, every basketball, everything. Right, the mental aspect is an essential one. You're gonna be at there are aspects of the game, the fundamentals that outside of the fundamentals that are tough to perform when you are not at your mental best. And even though you know skills a lot, when there's pressure on you and you're not mentally prepared for it, it makes it tough to handle and go through the little things that normally make you so successful.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And it looks like we are taking a break here, getting guys hydrated.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here too. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Absolutely. And welcome back. So apparently since we were tuned in so late, Fisher has already, after that one, we tuned into that was the final set, and Fisher took care of business, winning both sets, and we're gonna see if we can get a post game interview with Fisher. But let's just talk about how that match played out. What did you think Fisher did really well?
I mean, obviously the serve. I mean that is a crucial part of his game that definitely makes a big difference. I didn't think Simonton was. I think there are moments where Simonton showed how he's able to come back from that, and of course there are moments that he just got crushed by it. And I think that's really what this score shows.
Absolutely, and I think that right when Fisher was locked in, and you could see how dominant he looked out there, and we saw an impressive display there as Fisher he went to work, and the Saints looking to beat the Cougars. I think that we managed to take care of business. We can get an update on that in a moment, and before that, we're going to get a post-game interview from Evan Fisher, so stay tuned. Or we're going to try to get a post-game interview from Evan Fisher. And welcome back. Here's our post-game interview with Evan Fisher. Evan, sorry, walk me through your victory with against George Simonton.
Today, didn't really play my best, but I found a way to win. Started off pretty slow, just not making good contact with the ball, catching it behind my body. Didn't really find it throughout the match. I mean, just figured out a way how to make balls in, win points, just get it done today.
Yeah, I could see your frustration at the beginning of the match. What kind of changed? What kind of turned things around? I think from it was close at one point. Then what kind of changed? What helped you run away with it?
I was just kind of in my head at the beginning. I don't really know why. It's just a little antsy today. And then I just decided to just start moving my feet a little bit more, pick it up, and just went my way.
And what do you think was the best part of your game today?
I would definitely say probably either my serve or my backhand, because definitely not my forehand, which is usually my strong suit, but yeah, we all have off days. So.
All right, thank you so much for the interview, and good luck in your next contest.
Thank you.
So, as in for the results of the rest of the match, Saints are up 6-0 through singles play. A dominant performance from the Saints. We saw Evan Fisher. The rest of the guys clearly took care of business as well. A comfortable, well, what's going to be even without doubles, a comfortable victory for the Saints as they roll through the Cougars. 6-0, it's quite the impressive showing. What does this mean? Obviously, the Saints' most anticipated matchup this year is going to be against the Titans of Trinity Episcopal. What kind of message does this send to the Titans with a 6-0 victory over the Cougars?
I mean, certainly one.
As of now.
Certainly a dominating impression here. I mean, these guys practice. These guys. I mean, you heard Evan there. He said he was talking about how this was an off day for him, and he still played very well.
Decisive victory over his opponent today. But he's going to have his work cut out for him, either him or Brendan, depending. It's been Fisher so far, but the way they duke out who's going to be the number one guy, it could potentially be Ingle as well. Whoever plays the Titans will have to face Roman Cecilio, or Cecilio. Pardon me if I mispronounced the last name. The talented sophomore of the Titans, who is a big-time tennis player. And I think the Saints are up for the task for the Titans, and this clearly is a good indicator. And we look forward. I think that might be the next time we call tennis, and that is going to be one. I think that one's going to be a lot closer than this one. And but as of now, Saints pull away with the victory.
One more thing I want to mention with this 6-0 victory, I couldn't help but during off times here in this game, I couldn't help but notice the other courts, and the Saints were definitely dominating there as well. So this is a team-wide thing. It's not like they were
absolutely. Any specific performances you'd like to shout out?
I mean, I couldn't really see much. It's really hard to. We're currently looking through kind of a fence here, so it's kind of hard to see around. Yeah, I mean, of course, we only get to see Evans, so we can't really speak on anyone else's.
Absolutely. No, and keep in mind, folks, there are still doubles left to play. I don't know as of now if we are going to be streaming those, but the victory is cemented. The simple question is, how much are we going to see a complete shutout? Which, if the way that the Saints have played so far is probably the likelihood, the likely scenario, but you never know. Either way, it's going to be a Saints victory.
Awesome. Yeah, I just got a text. I think we're going to be streaming doubles.
Oh, you hear that, folks? We are going to be streaming doubles. So unlike last year, we've got some doubles matches to cover for you this year. So right now it's 6-0 for the Saints, but we're going to be seeing some doubles. and we'll be right back as we prepare for the doubles matches. And welcome back to SID's coverage of tennis doubles as we're about to get underway and the Saints look to cap off and in right now what is a dominant will go down as a dominant victory. We'll see if that stands after doubles over the Cougars as Brendan Ingle, the Saints 1 and 2 face off against the Cougars 1 and 2 in Bohr as the 2 and Simonton as the 1. Evan and Ingle duke it out in practice almost frequently, and that is generally, even this week, coaches I don't think knew who was going to be the one between these two. They are incredibly evenly matched, both extremely talented guys, and now, while they compete against each other in practice all the time, they're going to be working on the same, working together here as they take on a talented Cougar pair in Simonton and Bohr. Tell me your thoughts on this doubles pairing, Brooks.
I mean, yeah, obviously we saw just now. I mean, Fisher obviously with an amazing win against Simonton. I definitely expect to see some even more interesting action, somewhat, especially with doubles. I mean, you've got the top two. I definitely think that's just really interesting. Austin, do you think you could speak on, especially because both of these guys are seniors, anything you could talk about, like kind of their kind of team, their chemistry as a
Well,
duo?
of course, they work great together. You see them talk all the time. They play tennis together all the time against each other. Um, as a double pairing, I can't say I have the privilege of watching them play. I'm going to get that privilege for the first time right now. They're talented. They've worked together. They can work together quite well. Yeah, I'm honestly, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, they clearly are great friends. They're great teammates, but I have not seen them. I've not had the privilege of watching them on the doubles court.
I mean, you've definitely got kind of that sort of kind of competitive rivalry with who's going to be, number 1 and number 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's like a supportive kind of competitive rivalry. They're both great teammates, great friends. They want the best for each other, and they want the best for their team.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all in good fun. And
Absolutely, two guys who know great sportsmanship and how to be a great teammate, and we're going to see that sportsmanship and we're going to see that teamwork right now. See how that see if they can put that to the show right there.
all right. I don't know when they're starting here.
Well, Engel just said he's good.
Okay.
So I assume they should be about to be underway. Cougars here looking to, though this is from an outcome standpoint, the Saints are going to come away with a victory. Cougars looking here to make it look a lot more respectable, though.
Yeah, definitely. What did you say the score was? For
6-0.
6-0.
6-0 right now, Saints. And that's not a shame to the Cougars at all. Saints tennis has done that frequently to a lot of their opponents, and to get one in the doubles here for the Cougars would be an impressive feat, because very few teams can get one on the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, last year didn't the Saints win the? Did they win the state championship last year?
They're the defending champs, and they have just been absolutely dominant on the tennis courts. And they hopefully they're on pace to continue to be dominant. They've been tested. They'll get tested every once in a while, but generally the Saints have been comfortable. Now this year things are different with Trinity Episcopal being as talented as a roster they are. Hardest opponent Saints are going to have to face in a long time. They've got a really talented bunch, and I think if you'd say who's the favorite to win that one, you'd still probably say the Saints.
Yeah. I'll check for you real quick just to let you know when the when that Trinity game is.
And I think we should be getting underway. Oh no, we're still. That's my bad. They all still had tennis balls. I just didn't see them. Oh, there we go. There's the call from to get things going. And Fisher serves it at Bohr. Oh, that's my bad. We're still not started yet. Engel winning his matchup against Bohr, considering the Saints won 6-0.
Yeah. Do you know the exact details of that? How many games?
I do not. I do not. I just know by the 6-0 number that I do know that by default Engel must have beaten the Cougars too.
Okay.
And that's again, of course, Engel is not a normal 2 for most schools. Him and Fisher are, again, could go hand in hand. They had the same thing last year with the Saints' top 4 all being so incredible that things could kind of, honestly, you could reorder and reorganize any way you liked, and you had an impressive group of guys, all of which who could play great games with their opponents, ones and whatnot. They're just such a talented bunch. And sometimes, every once in a while, though, last year, Engel had the 2 spot. They'd face some talent. Like the Saints face talented teams. They just simply they're so talented themselves that sometimes we just don't get games because they just roll them over.
It'll certainly be interesting to see how this matchup goes between these two guys.
Absolutely.
We'll take about a 30-second break.
Yeah,
here
we'll
while
come back to you once they get underway. And we are underway. I think after that, I think it's going to be 15 Love Cougars.
Looks like a fault there from Brendan Engel.
And nice hit from Fisher. Did that land in the doubles alley?
I don't know.
I think it did. It's going to be 30 Love Cougars. Going to work early for the Cougars as the Saints look to bounce back here to start this first game. And there we go, 30-15. I don't think that landed in the doubles alley. Maybe it did. You see the enthusiasm. Might even be 40 Love. I'm not quite sure.
That didn't look into me, but really, I mean, you can't we can't really get a great angle.
It
here.
probably is 30-15. They seem to be doing that all the time. But the enthusiasm would look like someone certainly won a point. And there we go. If you're the Saints holding on there as players look to get new rackets. And oh no, Engel's going to set the score. Saints up 1-0. Correction, well, we completely misread that point. The way that the Cougars energetically get themselves the handshake kind of made it look like they won the points when apparently they did not. As the Saints up to a quick 1-0 lead. In what was a kind of confusing match with the enthusiasm of the Cougars after points that they did not win, kind of a little threw me off, and that's a fault.
Yeah, we apologize for that. It's kind of tough, especially because you have no referee or anything.
No.
It's kind of it's to the discretion of the player.
And there we go, Evan Fisher. Doing that one right there himself almost. Went right to him the entire time, and he took care of business. Hit it where they weren't. And just like that, 15 Love Saints. As Cougars look to serve it at Engel. Who goes right back at him. And just like that, it's 30 Love Saints. And they got no answers right now for Fisher and Engel. And well, Fisher was not happy with his own performance today, or for parts of performance today. I don't think you can have any complaints right now. Saints just going to town right here in doubles, and this has been even more dominant than the singles match was, I'll tell you that.
You saw there, Brendan Engel just hammered that ball, and why did I just flinch?
And that one, again, going to be a fault. Engel lays it down. And that is out. And just like that, it's 40 Love. Saints are on a roll here. Brendan Engel, Evan Fisher, and going to town.
Yeah, these two guys definitely starting to cook.
No, they're putting in quite the putting on quite the performance right now. And Cougars going to make it 40-15. That was a good shot right there. Hit that hard, kind of like a spike right there.
Yeah. Didn't look like Fisher was really, I don't know if he was really expecting that or what there.
Well, it was a very difficult. It was just a really good shot, I think, by the Cougars. They got a good look and they capitalized on a hard
Definitely.
hit one. Now and it just kind of died in the sense of how hard he hit it.
And looks like the Saints are going to take that game.
Yep, 2-0 as Brendan Ingle just lays it down right there. Incredible right there from Ingle, just lays it down. And Saints continue 2-0 right now as and Fisher hard hit serve. And I think that's another one right there for the Saints. They're 15th. Oh, Brendan Ingle, what a shot right there. And that was an incredible shot. No look right there. What a shot.
Yeah, he was able to hit it right there while it was up close to the net. That was also a great serve there by Fisher.
Yeah, 30 love. Saints. Fault from Fisher. And 40 love. Ingle thought about it. Fisher called him off, and rightly so. Ball out of bounds. And there's another one. Saints up. I believe that's going to be 3-0. And
Yeah, they haven't quite changed the
correction,
scoreboard
yeah,
here
it's
yet.
still 2-0, I believe, because they're still serving. But I think that we're about to get to that 3-0 point. And there's a double fault for the Saints. Rare occurrence for Fisher. And Brendan Ingle yet again, and they had no answers for that one. And he just walks off. He knows he got it. 3-0. Saints on a roll right now. Ingle and Fisher going to work, and that laydown has been filthy by Brendan Ingle. That one that he just docks it right down the doubles alley. You can't do that in singles, but you can do it in doubles, and it works like a charm. The Cougars are just not in position, and every time he's done it twice already, maybe even 3 times, honestly. It's been incredible to watch.
I mean, the Cougars they played that one point where they were able to get that great shot, kind of that spike, as you said. Remember
Yeah, definitely the highlight for that
for
so
that
far
game,
for the Cougars.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it has been Ingle and Fisher on a tear, and Brendan Ingle particularly has caught fire with that leg, got responsible for a lot. And Fisher, and the way they just worked together, Fisher called him off at one point. You asked me how that team chemistry is going to be, and clearly it's exceptional. They've been on a roll. Cougars have been enthusiastic at times, but I mean, Saints have been on tail. Let's see if we got the score right. Yep, it's 3-0. And Saints even looking to expand on that as this dynamic duo of Evan Fisher and Brendan Ingle has been unstoppable so far.
Yeah, these guys just play so well together. I mean, they're yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else to say there.
And just like that, it is. I think that's going to be
That's going to
Collegiate. I think that's going to get right over the net right there. Just barely, and just kind of die right there. Hard hit, but it just kind of just lined right there. 15 love, Cougars. Cougars, to even get a game, I think is going to be difficult. And 30 love, Collegiate. They desperately need a game right here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 3-0 is not what you want to be seeing.
No, it is not. And it's been a pretty quick 3-0. It was not a hard-fought long. It was a pretty, as Fisher pops that one up there, and it's 40 love. Cougars on a tear right now. They're bouncing back. You know, confidence versus cockiness right there. You get a little sense of cockiness when you're up 3-0. You got to be careful. The confidence, be careful that turns into cockiness, and maybe we're seeing some of that right now.
I mean, you can see that in every sport. That kind
Absolutely.
going up to a big lead and then just
Yeah.
really throwing it all away because you're just not taking it seriously.
And I think Saints hold on there. That one slightly out, 40-15. And fault from the Cougars. What a return from Fisher, and he gets it right there. Engel lays it down. That has been just incredible. Yep.
That was an awesome.
This doubles team is just incredible. Goes nearly right over. And there we go, I think, for the Cougars. That is an incredible effort. And Brennan Engel, yep, they're going to finally get a set.
I mean, what a
But that's what it took. I mean, I'll tell you that. That's what it took. But it was an incredible showing. Let's give credit where credit's due. Incredible showing right there in that game from the Cougars.
Definitely.
Bounce back. And that way to do it, the way Engel laid it down, I thought that point was over.
Yeah, I mean, Fisher and Engel both there at the net, hitting it, hitting some great shots there. It was definitely really interesting how Collegiate was able to pull that off, and that's gonna be 15 love.
I think it's gonna maybe even 30. I think Engel laid one down earlier on that corner. Caught him with an ace. I think it should be 30 love. And, they were making him run across the court, and it is 40 love. Brennan Engel on a tear in this doubles match.
Yeah, this guy's on fire. I mean, what do you even say about that?
Absolutely. He's playing exceptional tennis right here. And Fisher's been complimenting him quite well. Clearly, right, these guys used to fighting it out in practice every day, but you can see it's almost like they're competing with each other for the more impressive shot every time because they're both doing such a great job putting it down. And in particular, it's been Brennan Engel with some crazy shots. And just there, of course, when you give him praise and jinxed him, that ball is going to go long. Should be, I believe, 40-15. And he barely landed that in.
And it doesn't look like – I couldn't quite tell with that ball.
I don't think that got in. And I think if it did, the Saints would have pursued it. So I don't think – because Engel just kind of stopped there, so I don't think it was. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure who actually won that point.
Okay. And that's looked a little hit that a little far.
Yep, and there we go. I think the Saints take that one. And we got a score of, I believe, 4-1.
All right, we'll take a quick break here.
We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. And welcome back to our doubles matchup. Let's see if our score was right. Yep, it is 4-1 here for the Saints. And the fact that the Cougars had won, it was an impressive one. They did win that particular game pretty handily, but the way they won it with a return of what looked like a point decider in an incredible shot from Brennan Engel. And just like that, it's 15 love for the Saints. Cougars won their 1 point on their serve, so see if that's just a pattern here. But oh, what a serve right there from the Cougars. And Engel can't quite return it. I think he wants that one back. And I think that is 30-15 Collegiate. And they are ripping. He's ripping his serve right now. And I don't think he was hitting this hard when he played against Evan Fisher. He was hitting hard, but it looks like it's coming in even hotter right now.
It's going to be a fault there.
Yeah, but as you can see, less control. A lot. I think there's even more velocity than he had against Fisher, but there's less. It's not going as accurately.
I mean, that's definitely something you see where as these guys try to hit it harder, obviously, you know, your accuracy is going to
tends to suffer. The best of the best can make do, but even then, just barely out. And his serve, returning, the serve's been a problem for the Saints, for the Cougars. I think that's held them a lot. I think it's 40-15 here, and it's all just because of the serves. It's not, they're not winning any long, sustained rallies. They're just, they're making them serve in difficult places, and he's hitting it really, really hard.
It's definitely about finding that balance where, you know, you're not hitting it so hard that you aren't even able to, you know, hit it in balance.
Yeah, that's a fault, though. And you can clearly tell accuracy been the two battles going on in this particular game have been accuracy of the serve and how hard that serve actually comes in. And there's what a place from Evan Fisher. Cougars completely disoriented, and he lays it right down where they aren't, and the Saints are alive in this game.
Yeah, that serve was good, but
return was better. They returned to that time. See how Engel fares. And
not sure what happened there.
Might have been a fault still. I don't think that was it. Engel jump serves it and spikes it down. What a play from Bohr. And Saints. It could be at deuce. I think we're at deuce. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the score is here.
This has been a chaotic game with the serving, and the serving has been an issue. Saints win that one.
Yeah, you definitely saw that whole thing where, you know, they just couldn't get a serve in, and it costed them. I mean, they lost two points there,
and Evan Fisher slams it down. And pop up, and then bang. Cougars missed an opportunity. The difference between the two pop-ups is one pop-up was where they weren't, and they had to run and go chase it, and the other one was right where Evan Fisher was, and he made him pay for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, Austin. I mean, when you hit it that high, I mean, Evan Fisher's just gonna knock that thing down.
5-1 for the Saints now, and that was a missile from Fisher, and I think that thing was in, and I think we're 15 love, but I'm not quite sure. Could have been a little long. Into the net, there's a fault. So I think that was in, actually. And it should be 15 love Saints. Engel slams it down. Goes back up. He slams it down again. That was not a good idea from the Cougars. Two pop-ups right at Brendan Engel. And just like that, it should be 30 love.
Not sure if you noticed there. I thought I saw one. I believe that's Bohr there. He put his hand up on that point like it was going out. Not sure if you noticed that.
I don't think it did though.
I mean I couldn't see it. I'm just kind of.
No, I think you're right, but I don't know if that was the right call, honestly.
I mean, for a lot of these points where they're going out, you're just kind of looking at the players' reactions and seeing unless it's over on this side.
Well, when the Saints have been serving, right, the Cougars won points with their own serve. The more difficult ones have been that, but the Saints have been completely dominating when they're serving.
Yeah, that ball just launched into the stratosphere from that hit by Brandon Engel.
Yep, and I think that we are inching closer to the set. And that one way out as Fisher gets in a point off the serve right there. Missile from Fisher.
As always.
Oh, the Cougars answer. What a shot right there from Bohr. Doubles alley right where Saints weren't. Engel wasn't expecting it, and
No, that was a really good play there. I believe that was Bohr.
yeah, well, that was Bohr. It was a awesome play.
Of course, I think the Saints there were more expecting him to hit it to the right, but ended up just hitting it right down the doubles lane and ended up taking the point.
I think the Cougars may have on it. Oh, we'll see. I think that might have been. We'll see how that. See what they do at the scores table. I think 5-1. No, it is 5-2. Cougars took that one, and they had to duel for it. It was quite hard fought, and honestly, every set that the Saints give up, even if they win, they're disappointed. They tend not to even give up sets, honestly. That is something. They definitely don't give up games, but they or give up matches. They don't. Every set they give up, they talk about it and they regret it.
Definitely.
They're perfectionists, and that's what you're used to when you're winning, right? If the best people who stay winning are the ones who continuously critique. They're never complacent, and that's something that one of the reasons why this tennis program has had so much success is there's no sense of complacency out of the Saints.
Definitely, you could always find a way to improve your game.
They all recognize that, and that's something that real winners do.
And that's really why they're. That's why they're 6-0.
Yeah, that's why they're the defending state champs. They take care of business. They're not complacent. Oh, Cougars gonna get that one. 15 love. And I think the Cougars got one off the Saints serve, which is extremely impressive considering how dominant the Saints have been when serving.
Definitely. You've seen Evan Fisher's. That guy.
30 love. They generally had no answer for the serve, which is why that's so surprising. Because when the Saints would be serving, those games would be going by really, really quickly. Until that one, where it was a really, really hard-fought Cougar victory in that game. And 30-15 as Engel returns the serve.
Yeah. Simonton just couldn't quite get the ball over the net there.
And I don't know if that went out or stayed in. I'm not quite sure. No, it was out of bounds. Should be 30 or 40-15. I'm not quite sure. Engel, hard hit. And I think the Cougars won that set, and I think we're at 5-3. Cougars making a comeback. That's back-to-back sets there for the Cougars. Saints got to get things sorted.
Yeah, definitely. They were on fire earlier.
Yeah, it was a comfortable three for the three first in a row, right? And things kind of cooling down.
Don't get me wrong. They're still up by 2 here. Certainly still dominant in this match.
And it should be 15 all.
That's gonna be just in there. I think that if that hit by Brendan Angle didn't hit the net there, I think it might have even gone out.
But I think the Cougars got that point too. They're on a roll right now, 30-15, and I don't know what the Saints again. They had a big lead here in this first set, and we'll see. And there we go for the Saints.
Good hit by Fisher there. Collegiate was just looking to just slam that thing, but
Kind of floated instead.
ended up putting too much power on it.
And Evan Fisher, what a shot right there!
Yeah, what a play by Evan there. I mean, he's waiting up at the net for that chance, and that was just he was just playing smart there. I mean, what can you even say?
Engel hard hit. Bohr running back. Engel right at Simonton, barely gets that, and I don't think he does. It's going to hit off the net, and Brendan Engel with a hard hit serve, and that's going to be, I think, the first set for the Saints, 6-3, as they was scary at a point. Now turns into a comfortable Saints first set, 6-3.
Yeah, looking over to these courts next to us, I believe that's I want to say Jeffrey Mitchell and High Willett, right next to us, currently winning 4-1.
And we'll be right back when we start the second set. And welcome back to our double. Saints take the first set. And I believe that should be 30 love for the Saints to start. Engel just goes right under him. 40 love. Saints on a roll. They settle down. And Saints got off to the first set 3-0. Sorry, got the first set started 3 games to none to start. Cougars made kind of a little bit of a comeback, and Saints just eventually closed it out.
It's going to be a fault. Of course, we saw earlier how Collegiate just wasn't quite able to get those serves where they wanted them, with, of course, those points that they lost.
And Nick Manettis and Charlie Agnew already done so far. Wonder how that turned out. A little bit ahead of us. And great return from Fisher. And good things happen when you return a tough serve like that, because that is Saints points. Saints already up here 1-0. And they're looking to go up 2-0 as
I mean, it's not just Fisher's serve that he's able to hit at these high speeds. I mean, it's his hits as well, and I think that's part of how part of the reason that Collegiate isn't winning this is because the Saints are just really able to hit the ball hard here with good accuracy.
Engel missed the lay right there. He'd been doing that really well. A little short on it. Should be 30-15 Saints here. And that was a fault from Fisher. Lays it down, and Brendan Engel. What a shot right there.
Yeah, definitely. That was. I mean, that was. That
Oh, and with us right now is Charlie Agnew. Charlie, why don't you talk to us about how your doubles match just went?
Yes, here we go. So yes, Nick Menendez and I just got off the court, played 5 doubles. I'd say it was a strong showing from the Saints. 8-2 was a score. I think they held the second game and maybe held the penultimate game. It was good work. I think Menendez was going crazy on the volleys, and it's just good showing from the Saints. Expecting more results like that as they roll in. Looking like, Brendan and Evan doing well. That was an unfortunate point, but High and Jeff are rolling as well. It's good stuff.
Thank you very much, Charlie.
Yeah.
Take care, man. Thank you very much, Charlie Agnew. Always good to have him, and he was absolutely right about that. An unfortunate point right there from the Cougars. Fisher is still serving. That kept the Cougars alive, I believe, in that game. As Engel, that lay they have had very few answers for. They'll respond every once in a while, but when they do, Engel changes speeds and they don't know how to handle it. I believe that should have been yet another set for the Saints. I was wrong. Saints still holding on here. Should be tight. It's good to hear Charlie Agnew talk about how dominant the Saints were in his match.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely good to hear from those guys who aren't on the stream.
Yeah, I mean there's a ton of them. Keep in mind we're only concentrated on the one court. But obviously, right, if the one wins and everyone else loses, the outcome is, in the end, this is a team game. It's not like the U.S. It's not like the U.S. Open or Wimbledon. It's high school tennis, and it's a team game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always good to get those guys on here and talk about how it went, just so you can get a perspective on on what the other games were like.
And let's see what they do here. At the score.
Looks like it's 7-4.
It is, yeah, correction. It is 7-4. Wrong about how they do this in high school. And as Cougars took one, I think they took a Saint serve too, which is quite impressive. Actually, I think they took 2. Saints took 1. Cougars continuing to kind of climb back in there, which is unnerving if you're the Saints, especially considering how dominant this pairing has been at times. A lot of blunders, I think, from the two of them, which is uncharacteristic.
But I mean, they're still up 3. So
yeah, they are still comfortably ahead. And there we go. What a shot from Evan Fisher. Pressures him in the back corner. Oh, correction, and the Cougars, correct me, that ball was out of bounds.
Yeah.
It looked like he landed in there, but that was out.
And I think that might have been out. I couldn't quite tell.
Judging from reactions alone, I don't think that actually was out. Saints seem to be pretty happy with that one, and the Cougars, maybe the handshake the Cougars do throws me off a little bit because they sometimes do it when they don't win points either. So they don't always do it though. They do it more often than not.
Yeah.
And that is an excellent play from the Cougars right there. They're just on a roll right now. The team chemistry here, I think, has been the difference a little bit. Fisher and Inkle have great chemistry. Don't get me wrong, but the way these two are working together for the Cougars, it's just they're playing exceptionally well together.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, you definitely. I mean, even if you definitely want two guys with the best kind of chemistry together, who are able to work together. Because I mean, if you put the two best players together and they just can't work together, then
Well,
they're not gonna.
thankfully, I don't think we have any situation like that. I
No,
just think that
definitely
we have I think degrees of chemistry, if you will. And I think right now they are playing at a little bit higher level of chemistry than we are.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Because they're covering the court, and
yeah.
even then we are still winning. Oh, and those are the blunders we're talking about. That's something that more often than not Saints capitalize on.
Fisher there at yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
All the other matches on our side have wrapped up now. This is the final one going on, and it's also the 1 and 2 matchup for both teams.
I can't quite tell if there are any other games going on here. It doesn't look like it. You don't really.
Well, even if there were, I think all eyes would be on this one.
Definitely. This is the big one.
This is the biggie. And it's been a show so far. This has been much closer than that, and I think you can credit that than the Fisher matchup, and I think you can credit that to just the way the two Cougars are playing together right now. They're moving really well and making great plays. And if I'm a Saints coach right now, I'm talking to my guys to get them to settle down. Getting them to, can't let your guard down. And that one is long. So from what Charlie Agame told me, I believe the Saints get 8 sets here. I think that'll do it.
Okay, so yeah.
Sorry, 8 games. That'll do it.
Yeah, this could this could be it. Have you been watching the score? Do you have any idea what?
So I've been obviously trying to watch the score the best of my ability, but it's very tough with graded fence and no referee and a bunch of other extenuating circumstances that I won't make excuses for because I don't like making excuses. But in the reality, it is not very easy to tell the score in the conditions that we find ourselves in.
That's unfortunate for the Saints angle.
Cougars
just hit the fence there.
continue to come back. And what started off so strong is starting to look kind of sloppy right now for the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the beginning, it was just the Saints making all these incredible shots, incredible plays, and it looked like they were just going to roll over the Cougars in this one. And it has been anything but.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a hard dogfight, and I think that'll do it, though. Saints going to come away with it. We're actually bringing a post-game interview. Saints struggle there a little bit at the end, but they held out. We're going to see if we can get an interview with Brennan Ingle and maybe even and Evan Fisher would be great. We can get them both on. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We're going to have a post-game interview here with Brandon Engel. Brandon Engel coming fresh off a doubles victory with his doubles partner, Evan Fisher. Brandon, walk me through that doubles match.
I mean, I thought we played pretty well. There were a few slow games in there, but, you know, second doubles match this season, we won pretty easily. It's never too worried.
And how's the team chemistry coming along between you and Evan Fisher when it comes to, new doubles groups, getting used to that new season at least?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's new. Evan and I have been playing together since probably 5th grade, and we've been pretty much partners in tournaments and everything since we were 11 or 12, so we've been playing together for probably 6 or 7 years, so it's definitely good chemistry.
I got you. I'm glad to hear about that. I had not seen you two in action before, so I was interested to see what I got, and we got quite the show out there. How was your singles match?
Pretty good. Won 8-3 pretty easily. Yeah, I played all right. Got some things to work on there.
What are some of those things? What are you trying to improve on?
I got to improve my forehand. The main thing's just the forehand and stop being so lazy, I'd say.
I got you.
Wow.
I got you. You got a lot to be proud of, Brendan. Way to go today. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Thank
that.
There we go. And so that's going to conclude our coverage of this tennis match. As of now, Saints up 8-0. There's only one more doubles match going on. Most likely, Saints will be up 9-0. Either way, an incredibly dominant showing by the Saints. Great work, and you gotta love again no complacency for our team, which is a great quality to have. If you want to get better, even in dominant performances like these, you see let up a few sets, make a few mistakes, right? It's not just a win is a win attitude. It's like a win is a win, but we're going to get better and better until we're the best we can be, and that's a great mentality to have for the team, and that's the type of winning mentality that gets the Saints far. Brooks, any thoughts you got on the matches that you witnessed today?
Yeah, I mean, right there we heard Brendan and Evan, saying that towards the end of that match there, they kind of they weren't playing quite as well as they obviously were before. They were on fire before. Yeah, but that's definitely something that, I mean, I guess that's something that's just gonna
continue to improve, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but for the singles match, of course, Evan on fire with his serving. That thing was a rocket.
Absolutely, his serving was incredible. Then we saw in the doubles that lay Brendan Engel had was incredible, and of course the serve from Fisher didn't get magically slower. It was just as dominant and just as effective, and we love the effort we witnessed from the Saints from those cheers. Most likely 9-0. Saints dominant showing. Saints tennis proving once again just how talented and how capable they are. Thank you. I'm Austin Levin. With me is Brooks Vineyard. Thank you for tuning in.